Hello there, welcome back to the e-bike repairs YouTube channel. My name's Darsh, D-A-R-S-H for anyone wondering, not Josh, which it might sound like. I take apart and I fix super fun and exciting stuff, so e-bike, batteries, motors, scooter parts. Probably not so much controller things, but anyway. What I've got in today is this is a specialised battery out of a specialised Kenevo that I bought. So it's the same as the one that comes in a specialised Levo. I think it's Gen 2 and Gen 3 use the same batteries, perhaps. Can't remember. We've got do not handle when damaged, do not submerge, do not modify, do not connect, plus and minus, do not crush, do not puncture, do not store in direct sunlight or heat. Store it in these temperatures, charge it in these temperatures, ride it in these temperatures, charge it every 90 days, only use their special charger. Don't throw it in the bin. Goes bang if you don't do it. And there are things and some numbers, probably serial number and things. Steal my information. 19 amp hour, 700 watt hour, 36 volt, 10 INR 21/71-4. Very exciting. Goes up in the frame. That's at the bottom. Got this twirly gig on the bottom. Now, observe the lights. If you try and use it, you get this funny flashing light, which I believe is general unhappiness. It's not a happy battery. I've got my charger from said Kenevo here. Light is green. Charge ends there. There's a Rosenberg connector for charge and discharge on these bikes. If I plug this in, like this, goes red. It's quite happy to charge. What it will not do is discharge. So I've got a power meter in here. If I disconnect that, the power drops down. I'm drawing at the moment in this room 180 watts of power, 180.5. I'm looking at it over the other side of the room that way. When I plug this in, it'll go up to 211. 360 watts. So it's clearly using 250 watts of charging. It's actually charging. Regardless of the fact that this indicator's flashing, it is charging. Power is going through this. It's 42 volt, 4 amp charger. So this is charging this battery. What this battery will not do is power up said Kenevo. I have been onto Facebook Marketplace and I bought myself a 500 watt hour battery. It was cheap, it was 200 quid, it was local-ish. It was up by Brands Hatch actually, but so it was about hour and a half, 2 hour drive. Anyway, kind of local. So, let's open this up, let's see what's going on with it. Maybe it's out of balance cells, maybe I can push something on the BMS and reset it. Who knows? I haven't done one of these before. I see 2 screws at the end here that hold this doodad, which I think just keeps it all held in the frame. They look like that. They're Allen heads, and there'll be use my new tool. I'll get to that. There'll be what size are they? Let's have a look. This size, I think. Yep. That is a size 4 Allen key, so 4mm Allen. Got this new vessel screwdriver. I've just been on holiday to Japan and came back with this. So this is an upgrade over my getting distracted AliExpress one, which I can stop with my hands. This one, way more torque, can't stop it. So hopefully that's quite fun for doing things. Useful for me. One. Oh. 2 screws there. Washers on them and all. Let's have them off. There you go. Oh, it's in 2 bits. I did not know that. I haven't had one of these apart. As far as I can tell, nobody has had one of these apart. I can't find a single video online of inside these batteries, which is crazy. No one ever bought one and it's broken. I've seen loads of people with broken ones of these, but no one's ever bought them. I'll put these bits in a little tray so I don't lose them. What holds this thing on then? How do we get you off? You look like there's a pinny thing that you can't... Oh no, look there. A screw, same size again. Excuse my sniffliness. Nice big long screw. Does that just pop off, does it? Or what? It wiggles. It wiggles, but it doesn't come off. You pull on it and then it does come off. Nice and full of mud, which is lovely. Put that back in there so I don't lose it. There we go. That's the bottom cover. That sort of goes down towards the motor. Right, and that went through there. Just got a little sort of what looks like a metal sleeve in it there. Yep, still nothing. If you short these two pins out with your finger, by the way, it will turn the battery on, which is interesting. Of course, putting your fingers across there sends 36 volts through your fingers if it was on, which is also not great. Anyway, right, how do I open this? Torx screws. They look like T15s to my untrained eye. Let's have a look. They don't look to be security Torx. That's a T10, which actually fits quite snugly. T20, T8, T15. No, T15's too big. They are, in fact, T10s. Get that on there. See if this can undo them. Oh yeah, straight undone. Nice. And these screws look like that. Pop that in there. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Okay. How do we get in here then? Well, it doesn't just pop open like I wanted it to. Like this end. Can I mush that about? What about a little screwdriver bit in there? Just having a... Nope. I suspect it's probably a little bit glued, but do I want to maybe get all this mud off? Ugh. Disgusting. If anyone's watched it, oh, some kind of washery thing has removed itself here. Don't know where that went. Anyone's watched any of my videos before, they know that I don't actually care about getting my hands dirty. I normally black hand gang type thing. Right, what I think I'll do is I'll put the 2 bolts back in there and I'll use a screwdriver to twist, and I might just pop it off. So I'll get these 2 back from there. 1. 2 of those. Thread these in. There's a bloody Torx bit in here now. Do not band. Right. They've clearly sort of bottomed out a bit. Let's try and get a big screwdriver in there and just prone it, see what happens. If I break it, I break it. Right, there's a red waterproof seal around it that I can see. Might have to do this out of shot, sorry. There something went. Right, you can get into it this way. You break the clips. See the clips? They die during this process, but what am I supposed to do? they've clipped it like internally. Right, big pull. There you go. Big pull, break all the clips. I think it's not actually broken all the clips, it's only broken some of them, which is nice. It's too hot, take a moody off. Right, much better. Okay, so this part looks like it levers over there. Yep, this is still held together, so you cannot lever it from this end. That metal sleeve must hold these together. We've got, that's the end of that screw thing that holds the motor guard on. That lever's open. And then we have the battery pack itself. What's that? Discoloration perhaps there? Rust or something maybe? Who knows? Multimeter. Oh, what arrived while I was away. New multimeter leads. I haven't seen them in ages. So, plus, negative, positive. Yeah, look, no voltage on the out. I'm assuming that's the out. Positive from the pack and negative from the pack there. 40 volts. If I plug this in, the old chargeur port, there you go, light flashes. 40 volts there. 41 it goes up to. BMS power. And yeah, if I turn it on with my finger, or was that side? Interesting. Not flashing. Yeah, there it goes. I get no voltage on the output. It's unhappy for some reason. I'll tell you what I do see immediately. A fuse. This is a fuse, like in a Van Moof. But I think if it was blown, it just wouldn't charge either. Meter to continuity mode. Beep beep. There'll be 3 sides to this fuse. One here. Not blown. Not blown. It's not blown. This is a little, bring it up to the camera, shall I? Surface mounted fuse. Just here. It's actually, I think, the same one that's in a Van Moof. You probably can't read it, but it says 30 amp K10A. That's interesting. Yeah, if it was blown, I think it wouldn't charge either. There could be a second one for the charge side of things, who knows? Never really delved into one of these before. Right, how do I get this out? Does it just lift? Yeah, you can lift it. I can lift it. And then how's it attached to that port? How's that port come out? The port would come out the other way, which is inconvenient. So I'd have to undo that, and undo this connector here to get that out. Okay, that's doable. I can manage that. Screwdriver. Probably not let this short out or anything. There we go. One of them. There. Let's get this one. That's the second one. And And then this connector here, does it just have a little pull and a wiggle? Yep, it does. God, how's that for a guess? A little pull and a wiggle. Okay, there's a ribbon cable here that connects all the cell packs on the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 maybe? And then I've only got 9. That can't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe the 10 and the 11 come directly off the plus and minus from the battery pack. Weird. Okay. Shall we have a little measure around then? Let's get this case out of the way. Pop that over here. Hopefully that stays there. Let's check the voltage on some of these cells. See what's going on with it. Lots of tabs here, all spot welded on because it's a stupid long battery, and it'll be, you know, 10S and then, I don't know, it'll be like 6p or 7p, and they're only in groups of 6, so you've got to do horrible configurations. I wouldn't want to resell one of these. Right, so from here to here, oh, I've done it in continuity mode. From here to here, what are we reading? 4 volts, 8 volts, 4 volts, 12 volts, 4 volts, 16 volts, that must be one of the last then. 4 volts from here to here. Ah, so is that number 1 there? That one to that one. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Maybe here to there. Nope, 36, that can't be it. Let's go to that one. 4. And then this one must go to this one up here. Where's it gone? Is that on there? 8 volts. 12 volts. 4 volts there. So all the cells are balanced. It's not a balance issue. Which is both good and bad. It means you could take this cell back out and probably using something else. There's nothing wrong with it. What is broken is or unhappy is the BMS. Now, why is the BMS unhappy? Is it a temp sensor? They both feel intact. They appear to be plugged in. Battery capacity indicator lights. Oh, something's flashing away, and there's a green flashy light down inside the BMS. Don't know what that's doing, but it's there. (2019-0103). Four, 8, 16, so we're missing 12 somewhere, 28, 20, 12, 16, 20, 36, yeah, they don't make sense, there are all kinds of backwards in there, not in a lovely line. Now I wonder if you could force this to output by shorting out one of the MOSFETs here. But would it still communicate with the bike? Or the bike still think, oh no, something's wrong. I won't work. Just trying to see how I could possibly get the BMS off. Because there's almost room for a second BMS here, cheeky second BMS. it's almost there. I suppose I'd have to disconnect the main positive. But I wonder if it will never down power properly because the cell balanced things are still connected. And I can't really unplug them very easily. Right. That should be the positive disconnected. Does that do anything for it not being on? Nope, still on. What about disconnecting this negative? That's disconnected. Now D-down power. Nope, it's still flashing away in there. Got a green light, flash, 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 flash. Which must mean this is not down powered. Would I have to desolder all of these balance tabs in order to break it? Or yeah, I suppose I would. That's kind of annoying. See, the fact that it will happily charge but not discharge makes me wonder, you know, why. Of course, it's got its communication back to the bike with these wires. The charger only communicates via one of them. Suppose we could test some of that. It'd be much easier for me if this charge port was out, wouldn't it? Let's see. T10 as well? Let's just say it's T10 as well. Let's be confident. It's not T10. Is it T6? Bigger than that. T8. Oh, there you go, T8. That's easier. Right, we can get rid of the case now. It's all up in my way. And I can pop all this charge gubbins back on. Probably that way up, won't it? So it's useful about having two of these. You got two of them. One. Two. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose. Okay, right. The blinky light's actually gone out. Which is interesting. I wonder if I activate the BMS again with my fingies. Does it come back on? It doesn't. Does that mean it's got no power now? Be nice, wouldn't it? Plus, minus 11 volts it thinks it's got across these terminals. Which means it must be draining. Oh, that's quite good. And across the out we should have 11 volts. That's weird. It's actually putting power out now. But of course it's not because the BMS, the power wires aren't connected. If they'll drain down with my fingers across them. Yep. They'll discharge across my fingers. You know, all 11 volts of it. 10 volts that's at now. But it seems to pop back up to 11.17. If I keep it on there for a while. I could discharge it with something, couldn't I? Get a little bulb or something. Pop straight back up. Let's short a car bulb across there. See what happens. car bulbs, car bulbs, car bulbs. Even better than that, I've got 12 volt DC to DC converter. No, that's not it. It must be it, but why is that way around? Who knows? Let's just short something out and see what happens. Can't do much, can it? Hopefully. One of those. And then one of those. What's that saying now? 9. 10 and climbing. I wish I had 17 hands. It would make my life much easier if I had 17 hands. Any luck? Nah. Okay, well the blinky light seems to have gone out. Let's try plugging in the charger with no communication now. It shouldn't work. It shouldn't even detect anything at all is happening. Good. Because there are no cells connect. Well, the main leads aren't connected. Yeah, 10 volts across there. Nothing's happening. What if we plug in the communication now? Which is... what way up was that? I don't remember. Other way up. So brown on the right, orange on the left. There we go. That's that plugged in. Now again, it's going to think, oh no, nothing's happening. Right. What about if we connect then only the negative? There's so much silicon in the way here, it's really quite annoying. On these temp sensors. He break something. Okay, should be a bit more room. Fold that back down. Oh! Just for a second there. Started thinking it might do something. What if we put the plus down as well? Oh, different flashing light. Interesting. Let's try doing these up, see what happens. You never know, might have fixed it. So, everything's connected back how it was previously. We've got 40 volts on the output, because the charger's plugged in probably. Oh, meter's turned off. Excellent. 40.2 there, and 40.2 here. Undo that. Nothing here, which is sort of correct and how things should be. Well, I've got a different error. I've got 25 flashing. Now, somewhere upon my phone, I've got a picture of a screenshot of the error codes. Screenshots of the error codes. There we go, right. Oh, there's nothing for one. Doesn't even exist. Interesting. Charge. Okay, but it's charging. That's what it should be doing, I think, when it's charging. One flashy bar. Because it would do... Battery is charging 3 steady and 1 blinking, showing between 70 and 50. Charge section on the battery while charging, not riding. One would assume if it thought it was at 25, it would blink that much. It probably doesn't know where it is. It might be that this will actually power up the bike, but until it goes for a full charge-discharge type cycle, it doesn't have a clue how much battery it's got in it. What I'll do, I'll bring the Kenevo, it's upside down, wheels are off it, I'm taking it all apart at the moment. I'll bring it in, I'll see if I can plug this pack into it, see if it powers up the bike. Be interesting, wouldn't it? I'll probably pop it on the bike stand. I'll try popping it on the bike stand, give me some time, it'll be seconds for you, some minutes for me. Okay, you're on the other tripod now. Hopefully you're not upside down. If you are, I guess I'll fix it in the edit and you won't be upside down. I've got my current, the replacement 500 watt hour battery in here at the moment. It's all plugged into its power port down there. And I can turn the bike on and it all powers up. I can connect like this. Okay, Kenevo comp connected, 87% battery, so that works. Bike status. This one's got 161 cycles. The bike's got 312 miles on the new motor. Advanced diagnostics? Can't do that. Right, what I do have is the Levo app, which should... I'd have to disconnect from the Specialized app, wouldn't I? Otherwise that wouldn't work. Disconnect. Levo. There you go, connected. So, bike monitor. That wasn't what I wanted. Not that. Bike setup. Nope. I'll get there eventually. It's one of them. Configuration. Where's it gone? Bike monitor? Do I swipe? There was one you could see the bloody battery status, couldn't you? Uh-oh, I've changed things. Battery monitor. There you go. Bloody hell. There we go. Give it a second. 40.6 volts, no amps. LED on, system units, 92% health, watt hours battery, bloody bloody blah. If I press and hold the walk button, it all works. There you go. Fine. Let's try the other pack and see what this does after that. I'm assuming nothing, but I'm always down to be surprised. Right, so I've got the... You can't see... There you go. Little flap there. Bike's off because there's no battery connected. Let's try this one. 2 pins are going to go that way and the 1 pin's going to go that way. So I'm going to have to try and hold that like that. Can that go in there? Oh, look at that. Safety is #1 priority. That won't work. How do I do this? Twist it. It'll be fine. It's broken anyway, right? That's on there. Okay. Plugged in. Will the bike power up? Bike works. It thinks I've only got 1 bar because it's probably confused. And it doesn't understand if it's full or not. How do I hold this now? See if walk mode works. It's going to smack the battery in it. I don't get walk mode, but that could be because it thinks the battery's completely empty, because it's confused about charge levels and things. Isn't that funny? Turns on. See? Uh-oh. Tripod's broken. It's all very professional around here. Right, if I hold that there, it's connected. So I do bike monitor. No, I don't. I do, there you go. Battery monitor. 1%, there you go. It thinks the battery's completely empty. 99% health. It thinks it's at 1%. I don't know how to change that, but maybe fully charge it and then. Or I could probably manually drain my cells down. That's what I might do. If I manually discharge this battery down to 30 volts and then fully charge it up, I bet that would work. Yeah, at 20 degrees, 40 charge cycles, so I've got 700 watts out of it and a 500 now. Huh. Interesting. Right, I'm going to leave this on the charger. I've got to go out and do something, go pick up a bike. I'll leave this on the charger for a while, see if that 1% changes. Hopefully it goes up to 42 volts, so fully charged. Then I could see if that fixes it. If it doesn't, I'll manually discharge the whole pack down to 30 volts. I can capacity test it at the same time, which would be fun. Charge it back up and it'll probably go up to 100. No one's done this. How's no one done this? That wasn't even difficult. Right, I'm going to try and stop the recording with my nose, because I don't have any hands. One's holding the battery, one's over here. Hello! Okie dokie. Right, I've got the battery. It charged up a bit, and then I got bored, and I thought it won't make a difference what level it charges up to, then charges down, because it wasn't changing the amount the indicator was showing. I've got my leads clipped onto the battery positive, battery negative. Obviously it's not ideal, these are too thin for proper discharging, but I'm only going to do it at 5 amps, so I've set the tester to 5 amps, set it to cut off at 30.5 volts, that way even if it is a little bit out of the balance, none of the cells are going to go below 2.8, 2.9, I can always balance it if I have to. It'll probably be fine. Most modern e-bike batteries are pretty well made. I'd imagine they'll be quite in balance cell-wise. Now, this is of course bypassing the BMS. So nothing's to say that one group of cells isn't going to go down to 1 volt instantly, and it will just keep going. If a cell gets down too low, it can get hot, start a fire. Don't do this. Attach another BMS to it. Use all the solder points, add another BMS. You can use these supports temporarily, and then at least it will measure the cells. I'm doing it this way because I'm going to be in here watching it. I'm not going anywhere. I've got a thermal camera, I'll be checking it. I'm experienced. Don't do this. Just showing people what I happen to do. Now, I'll hit go on that. Oh, no I won't. I will press and hold that to save the settings. Then I'll hit go on it. There you go. It charged up to 40.89. I got bored. There you go. That's going at 5 amps. I'll keep an eye on some cell voltage and things. I can test a couple of them up here. I'm sure it'll be fine. These leads will probably get a touch warm because they're not warm enough. They're not big enough. And yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens, see how it goes. It'll also capacity test it, so I'll know if you get, about 15, 16 amp hours out of its supposed 17, it's fine, close enough. But it'll be at this for absolutely hours, and I'll report back when it's done. Okay, it's turned itself off now after 3 hours at 5 amps, which is about 15 amp hours, which is showed. 32.16 resting voltage. It's not currently doing anything. Now, I think I'll have to set this a bit lower because 32 volts is too high. I want this to sit around 30 volts. So what I'll probably do is keep it at 5 amps, but turn the voltage that it's going to cut off at down to 29.5 volts. Oh, I didn't know I could scroll with this. Learning things. Start that again. That was 15.83 or whatever it said, and this hopefully will start cutting off at 29.5, and then the resting voltage of the pack might be a bit more like 30 or 30.5, something like that, after it's not under load anymore. That's where I'd like to start charging it from, because that really is 0%. At 3 volts a cell is where I would like it to stop. So hopefully this will go down, and it'll spring back a bit. But basically that was sort of got best part of 16 amp hours out of it, and it wasn't fully charged, and it hasn't fully discharged it either. So it's probably a very healthy battery pack I've managed to get with the bike. So it's exciting stuff. We'll see. I'll leave this for a while. We'll see what it does. Okay, it tested again for another sort of 10 minutes, and it popped back up. It was immediately showing me more than 30 volts. So now I've set it down to 28.5 volts. So hopefully that's around 2.85 volts per cell, which is when it will cut off, because it was previously cutting off at 29.5. Which was annoying. Not what I wanted it to do. So this will cut off at 28.5 and hopefully rebound up to sort of 29, 30-ish. Cells aren't warm really. Lukewarm. Then it should rebound up to the right voltage. I can stick it back on charge, and hopefully I see the little lights go from 25% to 50%, 75%, etc. I will update you when I get there. There we go, I set it to cut off at 27.5 volts after all that. Now it's resting at 29.5, it's going up ever so slightly, but it's going to settle very close to the 30 volt mark, which is great. Nothing warm. So what I'll do, stick it back on the charger, see what it does. Okay, right, charger's there, charge port's here, obviously it's not in the case, that's fine. Now it doesn't charge. Oh no, I've got the same stupid light. Ah. That's a shame. I thought I'd cracked it. .42 volts going in. Oh, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. 29.6 over this side. Oh, it was behaving. It worked on the bike. How bizarre. Maybe the cells are too low? Yeah, nothing there. Oh, stolen my cutters. One more crack. Go on. You know you want to. No, you don't want to. Bugger. Let's do the little cell disconnection trick for a while. Oh, there was all sorts going on there. Touching both of those at the same time is good for my skin, I promise. What if we down power the charger? Oops, I'm throwing things. Hopefully I didn't need any of that. Put the charger into it first. Then plug the charger in. What happens now? Not a lot. Ah. Oh. It's confused. Well, what I did before might just be confused. What I did before was I had all that disconnected, like that. And I left it for a while till its silly little light stopped blinking, which is not currently blinking, it's a funny little light. And then one of those. One of those. We've got 29.7. It might be a touch low. Charge, you bugger. Stop that. Right, seeing 29.7 there. What if we did a naughty thing and shorted out the charge MOSFET to make it charge? Oh. Really? Nothing? You sure? Oh, it tried. It thought about it. Bus. No idea. 29.77. It could be that I've got it a bit below its cutoff voltage. So what we'll do, we'll get 29.78 on the adjustable power supply. I'll throw some things on the floor. We're at 24. Right, 29.81 is close enough. Let's give this a go. Let's bring her back up a touch. No bang. Wish I had more hands than this. Except you don't have enough hands. I probably actually just put them on there like that. Right, that's putting 0.7 of an amp in it. 0.07. Sorry. Get the meter on there. Hopefully that's in frame. Yeah, you can kind of see that. You can see it a little bit. 29.83. Just pop you up a touch. 9. 9. Right, we should get the magic 30 volts per cell there. There's an amp going into it from my adjustable power supply. I will reset the charger to down power the charger. Plug. Charger back in. Plug the charger into the mains. I've stopped it charging completely now. Uh-oh. How have I done that? What have I done? Are these pins from here, I wonder? Hold on, and let's get... Which one of these makes it light up? Not that side. Or that side. Yeah, it's completely dead at the moment. Let's check if these go to it. Nope. Where do these go? Probably out to the other side of that, which would be really inconvenient and can't get to it. I'm going to say try shorting one to ground for a while, couldn't we? Just get that same error that we had earlier. Okay, well I'm confident that the cells aren't too low now anyway. Turn that back off. That was thinking about it for a second, wasn't it? Plugged in, aren't they? Yeah. Ah! Fixed it. No, I don't know what I did. You could do exactly what I just did. And then it'll work. Get rid of these power supply wires, they're confusing me. All everywhere. Don't touch anything. Don't touch it. Let's see, right, get rid of those. Voltage, plus minus. Yep, 31.22. And yeah, I can see it's definitely doing charging because the power meter in this room's gone up. 31.3, 31.4, 5, 6, etc. It's going up. Currently flashing on 25% because it's between 0 and 25%. Hopefully, I come back to it and it gets up to between both, or maybe that one will be solid and the 50 will be flashing, or something like that. I don't know if they all flash, or maybe that one, can't remember. Don't know. But hopefully, something good happens there. See? Muck about with it for a while. Fixed. Don't do it. Definitely don't do it. Okay. As always, don't do anything I do in any of my videos. You'll blow up your house. Fingers will fall off. Everyone will die. I'll update you later. I'll come back to this in a couple of hours, and hopefully it's not just that flashing, and more are flashing. And we shall see. Very exciting. Okay, it's been some amount of time. Look what's happened here. 25, 50, and the 75 is flashing. So it's charged up past 25, it's charged up past 50, and it's between 50 and 75. My dog's barking. Bentley, stop it. Little Daxie, he's loud. Right, let's check with the meter. You see that? Yeah, you can see that. Between this one and this one. Yeah, look, 39 volts. It's actually probably a bit closer to fully charged, but you know, we're getting places. And yeah, 39 volts on there. So that's exciting. If I just check a couple of the cell volts, well, that says 11 because that's not the right one to check. 7, 15, is it that one and that one? 19, 7, one of these will go to the next one surely. There you go, 3.9, so it's all perfectly balanced. If it's 3.9 volts per cell and I'm seeing 39 volts overall, very exciting. Hopefully charges up to 100% and just keeps working. Oh, very exciting. Okay, it's getting awful close to done. We're between 75 and 100% charge now. Charger's still red. Battery's sitting at 41.79 volts. So it's probably just about done charging. But it's balancing now. Awful close to it anyway. Turn on thermal cam. Yeah, it's all nice and cold. Hottest thing it detects in there is about 22 degrees. Nothing to be concerned about. All good. Just looking to see if there were any balancing resistors in the thing. Yeah, I think maybe there are. They're just sort of spread out. Can't really see them from where you are, but I think there probably are. Yeah, 41.79. It's awful close to 100. I'm going to leave this overnight now because it's about midnight and I don't want to deal with it. 41.79. Tricked me. It tricked me. Yeah, well, it's close anyway. Nothing's warm cell wise, it's all good. I'd love to tell you what kind of cells are in here, but I can't see. Don't know. I think they might be 21700s, you know. Make sure I don't pop that out. Oh, I think they're 21700 cells. I'd love to tell you, but I literally can't see a single one. Which is a shame. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Samsung 50Es or something like that. They've got the colour of a 50E to them. So yeah, could well be that. But oh well, I'll leave that on. We'll see you in the morning. Then I'll put it in the bike. Okay, we're back with it again. It's finished charging. And the meter is on. You can see the meter. Pause and egg. That is showing 41.8 volts. Good, it means it's charged, and then if I disconnect the charger, we have still got, oh, hello, there you go, 41.8, 41.79, so after all that time on charge, it's not really gone up any, has it? But anyway, that's very close to balance. 42 is what it's supposed to be, close enough, not bothered about that. Now, look at that. It shows a fully charged battery. How good is that? Fixed it. I'll get it back in its case. I'll get it on the bike. In the bike, I suppose. And we'll see. I've got to wait for my tubeless sealant to turn up, because apparently I don't have any for some reason. And because I don't have any, that means I can't put the wheels on the bike, which means the bike's stuck upside down, not on the stand. So once the tubeless sealant arrives, I will do that. I've got hookworms to mount to it because I'm weird. And yeah, I will update you. Yay! Okay, right, moment of truth time. Here's my 700 watt hour battery. It turns out I put this in the wrong way and it won't fit the wrong way, but now I've marked it so the 2 bobbles have to go here and 1 bobble has to go here. If one of these sides, there you go, turns on, 4 bars. No flashy light. Exciting, isn't it? Get that popped in the bike. There it goes. I know it's not locked in with the thing, but I'll do that in a minute. Right, get that connected to over there. There we go. Okay. No turning on? Oh, not turning on now. One moment, please. Right, the bike's around the other way in the stand now, so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, crikey. That just slid straight out. Off it went. Let's try that again. There we go. Slide you into place. Yeah, it's showing all 4 lights still. That's all clean. Oh. But the bike doesn't power on anymore. That's interesting, isn't it? You have to be really quick and sneaky with the power. No, now it's not turning on. That is interesting. Let's make sure it powers on with the other battery. Off we go. It does power on with the old battery, or the replacement pack, without issue. But the new one says no. How strange. It was all so happy. It all looks so promising. No joy. I'll take it apart again. Okay, things have descended into slight madness. I've got the, I'll tilt you that way, BMS off here. That's fitting around. Things are getting hot. Very, very hot. So I've got a very hot spot. Oh, my phone's going. This main chip here gets very, very hot. I've got my little thermal camera here. It's at 50 degrees. If I get up close, 55 degrees. There's another component down here that's at 40 degrees. Something's unhappy. Something is unhappy. Now, I was just going to check some cell voltages, but the battery's all, balanced up. It's at 41 volts, whatever it is. Just checking a couple of volts. Look, 4.16. 4.16, 4.16, sorry, half of it's out of frame right now. 4.16. Yeah, all the groups are at 4.16 volts, which is, not showing a cell issue. I suspect what's happened is the BMS has shat itself, to put it politely. And because it shat itself, it no longer works. What can I do about that? Bugger all. Reuse the cells. Fold the pack in half. Use it as a range extender with a different BMS. I don't know, something like that, which is a crying shame. I don't know why they make these things so unfixable. or why they couldn't just sell you a new BMS, or you could send it off, get them to refurb it with a new BMS. Cells are fine. I've tested it. It tested at 16.5 amp hours, or whatever it tested. I can't remember now. 15.5, something like that. Cells are fine. But yeah, because this chip is getting hot, what I thought I'll do, I'm going to completely downpower it. It's obviously drawing power from this ribbon cable. If it was a normal bike battery, it'd just have balanced leads, it'd be fine, but obviously they're squeezing it into a space, so, fine. I'm going to desolder all the cells. All the cell balance taps. They're coming off. Well, I thought they'd come off. Need a bit of fresh solder on there. There you go. Yeah, they must use unleaded solder on these. But yeah, I'll get all these disconnected and we'll see what it does then, because it will have a complete down power then. So many wires in so many places. Probably out of frame. How much of what I'm doing has been out of frame? Oh no. Roasty, that chip in the middle. Roasty. It's boiling. So I want to disconnect power as soon as I can, really. Oh, hot solder spattered to the face. That hit me in the lip. Horrible. People wonder why I charge money for what I do. It's because shit like that happens. I don't want hot solder to the lip. It hurts. Ow. Ow. Get off. Prick. There you go. 1, 2, 3 more, I think. Ow. Right, off, not off. Right, lastly, I think there's just that one there. It shouldn't be powered up with just one. Yeah, it's cooling off. One cell attached to it cannot give it voltage, so I'll leave that one alone. Oh, splattered in solder. It's horrid. Horrid it is. Right. Cooling off. Let's check some voltages on the main circuit board. Nothing. 0. 0.2. 0.1. Stick your fingers over it for a while. Very good. Right, that'll give it a bit of a chance to chill out then. Right, let's try putting these back on. Hopefully that's wiped whatever's on the EEPROM or whatever, and we'll have another go. The thing is, they've got to build these battery packs at the factory, so you know it's got to be doable. I'm probably just trying to fix something that's broken. You know, a chip that is dead. Probably why I've got the issues I've got. I'm dealing with a dead, you know, or it's obviously there's a short on that board somewhere. It's tiny, it's covered in conformal coating. I'm not going to fix it. This thing will go in the bin before I fix it. My phone's ringing. It's a bad time, isn't it? Sorry, I shall have to call you back because this is actually a little time sensitive. What was that? Someone just moved. Things happening. Oh, that didn't stick. Okay. Right, last one back on. Chip's getting hot. Be a short on the board somewhere. Bollocks. I mean, we can try reassembling everything, but probably not going to work, is it? Three holding this on. Four holding this on? I think there were four holding this on. Where's the fourth one go? There. And then this thing with all its pins and stuff. Nope. Ah. Should have done that first, shouldn't I? I could see when it was all lined up then. That's it. There you go, that's that. Three of these held the two sides of the board together. One, two, three. That one back on, and then oh, I'm Mr. Popular. Get that one back on there. one of those held that on there. Ripped off and bloody spot weld off. Not good going, but that's fixable at least. Pop the temperature sensor wires back on. Plug in the charger. What happens now? Nah, same thing. 75 and the 50 just flash now. Weird. It's all very odd. Why would it die? Obviously it's died because something's broken, but infuriating. Right, small development. Fuse is blown. There's no point using a fuse on this, but I do have a big soldering iron. I do have blobs of solder. That's like a fuse, isn't it? Just put some blobs of solder over it. Right. It's not very pretty, but that bit's definitely joined, but this bit won't be. There's conformal coating on the board. That'll do it, won't it? Let's get rid of that. I can join my almighty blobs of solder. Flux time then. I've just taken the lid off the fuse, that's all. Right, fuse is coming off. Stupid thing. Just join them directly on the board with maybe a bit of solder wick. Hey look. Here's some I made earlier. There's an end there. Make a little U shape. Got these fun new cutters from Japan. Oops. Snip, snip. Yeah, it's alive. Not wasting a perfectly good fuse on something that may or may not actually work, so a bit of this on there will be fine, I'm sure. Fluxy, fluxy, flux, flux. Flake. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Don't put it in the wrong place. I'm going to put it in the wrong place. This soldering iron is way too big. but also it happens to be just the right size, you see. Dangerously close to over there, isn't it? Ah, that's really hot. My mistake was not singing the Please Don't Burn My Fingers song. Please don't burn my fingers. Please don't burn my fingers. Okay, that feels really nicely on there. It doesn't look that out of place, this little slug of solder shit. Right. The charger's deceptive because it's plugged into my second battery because I'm going on a ride shortly. Now let's see what it's doing. Oh look, there's continuity. Funny that. Okay, right. Voltage check. Not a lot. Still doesn't really like life, does it? Don't really know how I blew the fuse, but evidently I did. What happens now when you plug the charger in? Oh, you get the stupid light. But we're back to the stupid light, which we could solve, at least, by unplugging these. Oh, still the 75 and 50. Bollocks. Thought I fixed it. Well, I thought I found the problem. No. I was very much under the impression that I should be able to short out some of these MOSFETs and force it to charge. That's what blew the fuse. Well, that'll be the end of that, I think. Oops. I hope I caught that on camera. If I'm not filming, I'm going to be very unhappy. I suspect that's probably not going to work anymore. You know when people tell you not to poke around inside batteries, there is a reason for it. We don't say it for no reason. The reason there's a fuse in there and all. No, it's a touch unhappy, that, isn't it? Oh well. I've got some perfectly good cells for a different project. I've wasted probably about 4 hours of someone's time watching this for no conclusion. It was promising. It all did kind of work. It's plugged into the other battery now, so it all did, you know, look like it might have worked, but alas, that was probably the end of that. What a shame. Appropriately sized fuses, people. Appropriately sized fuses. Thanks very much for watching me do that. Got a little tremble going on. If you like watching me muck about inside things, feel free to like the video, comment the video, share, whatever. Yeah, I'll see you at some point in the future. Still got all my fingers. Bye.